Yeah, right. Oh, we are live, though. But right now. Yeah, it's working fine on YouTube, it's working fine on Twitch. Not doing nothing on D Live, though.
Is it possible that it's just not showing up as live for you, but it is actually live?
I mean, it's possible, but it's not really... If I search for it, it just says this user is offline, check back later.
Yeah, but is it saying that because you're the user, and so it's showing up funny, whereas if someone like Breaker were to log on and not be on your account that you're streaming from, would it still show up as being offline?
Possibly, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's worth a shot. Do you wanna go over to D Live and see if it'll...
I tried, but I'm not risking my computer with all those malicious scripts and such. That's why I was over there to begin with, was to test that.
Well, do it in Brave, I guess, and don't sign up, but search for my name. It should
Here's
pop
the
up.
thing. I can't do anything on that site without allowing access to the malicious content.
Got it.
Or the potentially malicious content.
Yes, it does use a lot of open source stuff that does register as malicious. But it registers as malicious because open source stuff is considered to be less safe than non-open source stuff.
Uh-huh.
So... do you want to open the stream in YouTube and tell me what the latency's like?
I've got it open right now, and it seems to be running fine.
Is it still on the loading screen?
No. It's on a black screen right now.
Yeah.
And it just went to a door. And you're spinning around a room, there's the couch, a guitar. Turn the flashlight on.
But it's...
Turned it off.
Okay, so it's streaming alright. Alright, it looked like it was kind of slow.
It's a little choppy.
Yeah, but that's my computer. I don't think that's the stream. How choppy is it for you?
Like I wouldn't bother watching it.
Got it.
It's pretty bad.
Here's what we're gonna do then. We're going to stop D Live. And then...
Now that could just be your computer needing to do the initial rendering of the surroundings.
I don't want to marry the
but
girl
yeah, you're looking at
she has to have beauty.
Something that's like a tornado of fire and sparks and stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
that's an air vent.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's getting better. So I think it may have just been the initial loading takes a minute or so. But once it finishes loading, yeah, you're running around a lot smoother now.
Okay, good.
But it was like you'd get
live, which wasn't working.
Yeah.
Dude,
it was like you'd have
great.
2 or 3 seconds of movement, and then a second of just nothing. And then it would have 2 or 3 seconds of movement, and then a second of nothing. And
Gotcha.
it was pretty bad.
It looked like it was loading, I suppose. The paraglider in this game is great. Especially the mod I installed.
Aside from the fact that that looks retarded the way you're flying it.
Yeah, it is. It is, but it's interesting and it's fun. But so I installed a mod.
Can you get a third-person perspective at all?
No, not without a mod. And when you get a third-person perspective, your player has no head.
Okay.
So you need a mod to edit your own head back in, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would be pretty doable. And we're landing on
Yeah, I mean, it might be perfectly acceptable for how the character's looking, but they would have to do some serious explaining for the animations.
Right, so the animations look absolutely terrible from third person. And there's actually an entire online community dedicated to just to posting videos and pictures of how ridiculous it looks in third person, and then laughing about it. It's actually kind of fun.
Well, you weren't in third person. Just from first person, it looked retarded.
Well, it's a fun game, and it's unique in its combination of premises, that's for sure. And like I installed this mod to allow you to control the paraglider better. And also, because my stamina is so high, I can actually get my altitude much, much, much higher than when I started. And so as long as my stamina bar doesn't run out, I can actually just pull my own altitude up to almost any point in the game at this point, except for the couple of the highest points in the game.
Okay. That's, yeah, not terribly realistic.
Right, well that's also because I've got endgame stuff going on. Like, it has passed the concept of realism, and it's gone into the concept of what's the most fun thing we can do.
Yeah.
Which I'm down with at this point, because you start out very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very scavengery, very timid. You sneak around every zombie because you have to fight them all, and they're difficult. And then by the end of the game, you can take zombies out in a single swing. You can...
Don't drink and shop now.
You know, you can throw light bars to repel them back. All sorts of other stuff. So it really gets into the territory of how ridiculous can I make this game. Is that a heater or a computer? That's a heater. That would be funny if it was a CPU just sitting out here. But it's not. Oh, no. That's a battery charger. That's what that is.
Well, I still have you talking to Mama Murphy.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're looking at.
That is exactly what she looks like,
that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, give it a second.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the computer now.
Oh, no, it's a MIG welder. It's a MIG welder. Yeah. But yeah, she does look like Mama Murphy.
Yeah, that one character, that was so Mama Murphy.
Yeah.
I was looking
for you, honey. If you got more cigarettes.
I was looking at a bunch of my games that I have on Steam,
I underestimated the distance. I'm gonna die. I just went through a solid object. That's cool.
And so I was looking to see how many hours I had on different games compared to different friends that I have on Steam.
Okay.
And I have like 35 hours on Fallout 4, which surprised me because I didn't think I had half that much.
Uh-huh.
And one of the friends that I have has close to 2,000 hours on it, and I'm just like, how?
Oh,
that game does not have anywhere near enough content to be 2,000 hour worthy.
So it depends. It depends on how you play it. Theoretically, you could. You're talking about Fallout 4, right? I was only half listening. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't fill in the blanks wrong. There is absolutely a way that works. Like, absolutely a way that works. See, in this scenario, the first time I went through the room I'm in right now, which you'll catch up here in a second, it's set to low latency, I would tiptoe through this room, trying not to wake them up, because they were so difficult to handle by myself in this situation, but now I can essentially just cut through them like they're butter.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna worry about it. I mean, I really don't like zombies, but regardless, I can just cut through them like they're not even there. But initially, your weapons break so easily, and resources are so scarce that it's kind of scary to fight them head-on like this at first.
Or in the case of the guy that I just saw you kill, to face them head off.
Yes, very true. Because they will link up with you like that. And it is rather terrifying for someone such as myself that hates zombies.
Oh, I think I just saw the scene that you're talking about. I was talking about a scene earlier than that where you sliced one of the guys that was by a window and his head just popped off and flew across the room.
Yes, and that is rather fun. But yeah, the dude you just watched linked up with me, and if I did not win that QuickTime event, I would have been killed. It literally is.
Yeah.
QuickTime events mid-fight are life and death in this game, and it's rather interesting. Like, if you get linked up with a volatile, which makes these guys look like kittens. Volatiles are just the final evolution of zombie, so to speak. They're armored, they're fast, their jaws split into mandibles so that they can open their mouth wider. Theoretically, a volatile can open up its mouth completely and then fit your head inside of it and then take a bite.
Yeah.
It is not very friendly. And there is such a thing as a sentient volatile in this game. God, the desert's terrifying. Oh, I gotta turn my controller off and reset it. Alright, is that all of them? It's all of them. It is. Alright, I'm gonna step out into the light, and then I'm gonna turn my controller off and back on. Because I have trigger settings set up so that I have a dead zone before my triggers work, and that is not working.
Okay.
It's also treating the trigger like a toggle instead of a trigger. Or instead of a button. Which is not good. Because I like to save my flashlight for when it's really needed. Or my UV light.
Yeah.
And if I press it and it just stays on, then if a volatile shows up, it could kill me.
Yeah.
But so all zombies, for the most part, will stagger when you turn on a UV light. Ooh, jewelry.
Just a heads up, until I actually play this game, I am doing everything I can to pay no attention to you talking about the game, so I can go into it without having bias.
Got it. Sorry.
And also, the more I'm flooded with information about the game before I play it, the more I've already experienced it and less interested I am in the game, so that's another aspect.
Okay. Well, so one of the interesting things about this and what we're planning on doing is you can do a 4-way co-op. And I think that will be the interesting thing to do here. I don't necessarily think the game will be interesting for you, per se. Why am I running up the stairs so slow? That's not how that's supposed to work. Well, that's not right at all.
Yeah, my biggest problem is most of the games that I like, I know for a fact y'all aren't gonna like.
Well,
or they're not
probably.
going to be trending games. I mean, you guys might like them. They just won't be trending, and that's what we need to be focusing on.
True. Well, so I think streaming on 3 platforms at once is a little too much for my computer to handle. So I think we might have to abandon D-Live.
Yeah.
Which is kind of bothersome to me because D-Live is much more friendly to mature content. Has my stream frozen on your screen?
I'm not watching it anymore. I'm in a game.
Okay. Then it's probably just my TV. All janky because I programmed it myself. But... yeah, it's just my TV. But anyway, what was I gonna say? I think that, like, I liked the story and I liked the concept of how people adapted more than anything else.
Yeah.
I liked the fact that it took climbing and free running and mobility and stuck it together with zombies.
Yeah.
As a challenge.
It is very much a game that I can see you enjoying.
Right.
But it's just not a game style that I tend to care about. And that's the problem.
And
that's how it is with a lot of trending games. I've never been a trendy person.
Well, that's true. I think if we get all 4 of us together, taking down enemies, it would be maybe a little more your speed. Now, the other thing is you can build your character with equipment to have strengths. So, like, there's a sniper, a tank, a brawler, and a healer.
Yeah.
And I think those qualities are personal qualities, per se. So, like, for example, the healer has faster regeneration times and can heal themselves better, but they couldn't necessarily heal other people better. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think if there's a mechanic for that yet. However, the Bruiser, the Brawler, and... wait a minute, is it Bruiser? What is it? Either Bruiser or Defender. Hang on. See what we got here. I've got Medic and Sniper gear, which is the healer and the sniper, obviously.
Stumbled upon a memorial.
Really? I thought that was going to be DPS and tank.
Say what you want about the PKs.
Oh, so Bruiser and Brawler, which I don't think are the right terms, are DPS and tank. One's got a shield and has a higher armor class, and it is not handling stairs very well right now, and I'm not sure why. One of them has a shield for its class logo, and it's got a higher armor class and general health-related stuff. Some... doesn't say. Tank. Okay, so it's actually called Tank. So you've got Ranger, Tank, Medic, and Brawler. So Brawler is DPS. Ranger is your ranged attacks. Medic is parkour, combat, and healing. Tank is two-handed weapons and tanking damage. Okay, so the Ranger is ranged weapons and stealth. And specializing in dealing damage with one-handed weapons. So, obviously the one-handed weapons swing faster. Is the real main difference there. I tend to use one-handed weapons more than two-handed weapons. and I tend to use ranged weapons more than one-handed weapons. However, this katana I picked up is awesome.
Sure hope to see you again.
So I kind of stick with that for the most part right now. However, I like I said, I think your main draw is going to be the co-op aspect, which I don't see you playing without the rest of us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only reason I would play the game.
Right, and I think you would have a whole lot of fun with just the random shenanigans that would occur. And I think that, Alright, hang on a second. I want to do something real quick. Nope. Wait. Here we go, that should work. Alright. So since we're in an event right now, I'm going to kill some stuff. But yeah, I think some of the other guys might have some fun with the general playing, or gameplay. But I think your main draw is going to be the teamwork aspect. And just the random shenanigans that will occur because we're all in the same place.
Exactly.
And just random bugs and other stuff like that, you know? Oh, I started a chase. Let's see what happens here. Some junk. I hate virals. Dum da dum 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 dum. Come on, let's see what you got. Let's see what else we got here. Let's exchange that out for some Molotovs and have some fun. Aha! exactly coming after me anymore. What's going on? Oh, I was too close to that one. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna climb up this way, get out of the chase. Well, that's a volatile. Guess I'm gonna have to handle you. Oh, I've never actually used these two. I didn't even know they were here. Oh god. Volatile heaven over here. Crap. It's time to run. They're going after me hard. They are not messing around tonight. Bye. I wonder... Can I throw Molotov cocktails? I cannot. Well, that's sad.
That seems a little pointless to make them then, considering there's not much else to do with the Molotov.
I was using the paraglider at the time.
Oh.
I've just never tried to throw them while I was paragliding before.
Yeah.
Ah, you bastards. There's a lot of them. Alright, well, I'm gonna go up there and get away from this chase, and then come back. Chase ended. That's nice. Get the hell out of here. Oh, will I land there? I landed there. That's cool. So much loot. Started another chase. Oh well. Oh, did all my stuff despawn? It did. That's sad. violence in this game is very gratuitous. I enjoy it a lot. I just stomped on a zombie's head.
Okay.
Alright, so disclaimer, boys and girls, don't try this at home. If I remember correctly, when we were kids, that ended very badly for some kid. Oh, Jesus! It came out of nowhere. Come on, die already. Alright, well, I guess it's time to come to the chase. Or it gets too real. Alright, well that was fun. Alright, well I'm gonna call this a moderate success, considering Twitch seems to have worked.
Okay.
Right. That's what I was looking for. It's a relatively decent haul. Let's see if... Let's see. If sleeping removes my buff, it does. Sad. Alright, see what we got. Oh, Hunter's Token. Throwing bounties, redeem. You have a new Hunter's Token in your dash. Okay. Where? Exactly. Hunter's Token. Interesting. It says I have one of the stash. Where is it? Okay. I'm gonna repair my... You know what? That repairs 400. I'll wait until, or 500. I'll wait until it drops down. Or I could get a second one just in case it breaks.
We got hit hard.
Which farming is not difficult. All you gotta do is sleep. So the original concept for this game, was that if you go out at nighttime, you slowly start to become the infected. You still there, Use?
Yeah.
Okay. So the original concept was that everybody's infected, but as long as you stay within a UV light, the infection can't take hold of you. So,
Well, aren't you welcome as all
but
hell?
when you went out into the night away from a UV
Next time
light,
you're at the fisheye, stop
you would
online.
slowly become the infected, but it would give you like power buffs and boosts and stuff like that, as long as you stay away from UV light. But if your infection meter fills all the way up, or your immunity meter goes all the way down, however you want to look at it, then you essentially just become one of the infected and you lose. It's the same thing as a game over. But as you become more infected, you gain, like, superhuman powers, like the ability to jump really high and stuff like that. And eventually they decided to take that out of the game and just give you a life meter outside of the UV light.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I am very, very excited for either someone modding the game to bring that back in, or them to set that up in like a DLC or something later, where you can choose to either play it the original way or you can play it this way, where you have a life meter, or the original intention of, you know, you become more infected the more you're out of the light. I think that was an interesting idea as a game mechanic, and I think they should bring it back in some way, shape, or form. But I know someone's going to make a mod to bring it back at some point. So either way, I know I'm going to get to play that game mechanic. I thought that was cool and interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for changing up game mechanics as long as you make it an optional change.
Right. You should not
Give
be
us a
forcing
choice.
everyone... Right. You should not be forcing everyone to do it or else, or do it or not play. That is not the correct way to do that.
I mean, I get it. The developers have the game that they envisioned and they expect you to play. It's their game, so you play it their way. But at the same time, that's a great way to limit your audience base and lose people's interest.
Right, well, so here's the thing. If Fallout 4 had restricted mods on... so they set it up so that you could do mods on console, right? And if they had done something like they instituted a change that could not be modded out, everybody would have stopped playing Fallout way before they did.
Yeah.
It is the quickest way to kill your game.
Oh, yeah.
Name your poison.
Like, no two ways about it. Oh, it's an antique hammer. Hang on, I have to address something. Something very, very important. So yeah, I think we should be good with 2 platforms at this point until there is a better computer to be had.
Back anytime.
Okay.
Oh. Hang on. Do I already have one? There we go. I do not. I have the Hussar, which is not the Enzo Katana. Okay, so we're gonna go over to the PKs and see if they have an Enzo Katana. You know what? I've got other two-handed weapons. I don't know what I'm worrying about this for. Ooh, that drink is a lot stronger than it was 2 weeks ago. Which is what happens.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Understand that. Well, that's what
or
happens when
Sunday.
you don't pasteurize your alcohol and then mix it with stuff with sugar in it.
Uh-huh. Although that shouldn't increase the proof rating necessarily.
It depends on the evaporation rate.
Thought our chances against renegades were pretty good.
But, the thing
evaporation rate, I get the theory, but it's not as realistic as people make it out to be.
Right, well, so here's the other thing. Essentially, it is suspended vinegar, for lack of a better term, because I added in juice, and then the juice sat mixed with the alcohol, and the alcohol killed off the bacteria that allows it to turn fully into vinegar, so it just soured. But it never went rancid. So it just tastes like sour like Red Bull. And so it's not a higher alcohol proof, but because it's closer to a vinegar-like substance, it displaces the water in your system more. At least that's the theory I'm running with, because this is way harder than 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
At least it seems like. So I'm assuming that the turned vinegar, or the turned juice in it, is displacing water at a higher rate, which is all being drunk really is. I mean, you could gain the same effect by walking out into the desert with no water. Then you'd be more likely to die that way, but you can gain the same effect.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, you
Question for you.
Okay.
When was the last time you had anything to eat?
Maybe like 2 hours ago?
Okay. And 2 weeks ago, when were you drinking?
What do you mean?
When did you start drinking 2 hours ago? Or, 2 weeks ago?
While we were streaming?
So, when we started streaming is when you started drinking, basically?
Yeah, that's kind of how I do it all the time.
Okay. And how much had you or how recently had you eaten before we started streaming?
4 hours before we started streaming.
Okay.
And also, I drank probably about 3 times what I've drank today.
Yeah.
Because I've only had a cup's worth so far.
So, in short, you had less food in your system 2 weeks ago, and it was less potent, but it was earlier in the day. So the only thing that would be making it more potent today would be that it's later in the evening.
Probably.
So yeah, there probably is something making it more a higher proof rating. But the evaporation isn't.
Oh yeah, that one I was just talking out of my ass,
Extremely.
because the evaporation rate of alcohol is higher than the evaporation rate of water. Like it
Not
evaporates at a
always.
lower temperature.
Come and see me
Not
again
always.
sometime.
But
It does
the
depend on
whole
the conditions,
concept
but
of
based off temperature, yes.
Well, if we had either of the other two on right now, I'd bring up a story that they might have input on. But anyway,
Okay.
The main thing with evaporation is the proof rating is the same, but because there's less water, if you drink 1 glass, it's the same amount of alcohol as if you're drinking 5 glasses that's diluted with water. And so the volume of the alcohol itself increases, and so it's not a matter of having it more, less water, it's a matter of having more alcohol.
Oh, I really want to say something, but I don't want to say it on live stream. Because it's the kind of like snapback that you and I do, but I just don't want to do it publicly.
Well, you can send it in a DM.
Alright, hang on.
Bring your booze and brats.
I'll send the
Nothing's
snapback
too
in a
good for
here
you.
real quick, and then I'll give my explanation without actually telling you what the snapback is. Oh, come on, my keyboard went to sleep. There we go. Oh my god, I can't type. Jesus, I really can't type. Okay. I sent it in the stream stuff chat.
Okay.
So proof is literally double the percentage. So like 180 proof is 90% alcohol. So like rubbing alcohol is 182 proof. Because it's 91%. And that's essentially what proof is. And it was I don't remember how it was initially measured, but I know that it was the standard prior to percentage of alcohol being the standard. Because we've made alcohol since Egypt, and quite honestly, before then.
Yeah.
But the concept of proof, I think, is maybe like a Middle Ages concept, if I'm not mistaken. But if it's a higher percentage versus of alcohol and a lower percentage of water, then it's by... Oh, did my controller just die? It did. That's good. By default, it's a higher proof. My controller's about to die again. I'm gonna need to switch out some batteries. And the only reason I know this is that after your dad got really interested in brewing, because initially it was something you were interested in, and then we were gonna, like, try it together, and then your dad was like, oh, this is amazing, and just kind of, like, took it over like he does sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So after your dad got really heavily into it and kind of sucked the fun out of it for you, I was like, alright, I need to learn a whole bunch, and then see if I can put some fun back in this for Oos. And so I ended up learning a whole bunch about proof and stuff like that. But yeah, it is directly linked to percentage of water versus percentage of alcohol. Either that or I misunderstood your explanation, one or the other. And what I mean is either the thing that I said in the snapback was correct, or I misunderstood your explanation, one or the other.
Well, I think the snapback, my response to that is one of us that applies to.
Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that.
And considering how late it is, I'm not in the mood for trying to figure out which is more accurate, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna
That's
drop
fine.
it and not care.
That's fine. You know me. I could argue with a post.
You've done that with me many times.
Are you calling yourself a
You know you
post,
want
or are you
something?
saying that I
You
was
can get more
arguing
than
with a
just
post?
booze in this canteen.
Confused.
Yes.
Okay.
Ain't you decisive?
Okay.
Yes, I'm calling myself a post. I mean, what is a post but just a shaved down tree? And I've been called a tree many times.
Oh, gross.
No, I'm not going there.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that I know that your waist is like 4.3 inches around, but you don't have to rub it in for the rest of us, man.
It's not 4.3 inches around. It's a 4.3 inch radius.
Yeah, I've had too much to say anything smart back to that. It's a good thing this really is just a BS stream, because I really feel like people don't want to watch me running around trying to buy weapons over and over again. Grinding out weapon draws.
Yeah, well, you've said that people really want to see, you know, just people talking about random stuff and whatnot. And I've got to say, I've watched more than a few YouTubers where I loved their channel and I was subscribed to them and, you know, helping their channel, commenting, liking, all that. And they started just talking about stupid shit, and I unsubscribed and have never watched them since.
Right, but you're a very matter-of-fact person. You're... How do I put this? You're the type of person that goes out to his garage and then builds a mahogany harp from scratch with tools. You are not the kind of person that sits...
it's better than building a mahogany harp with, you know, from scratch with imagination.
Well, that is true. That is true. But, I feel like you are representative of a low amount of low percentage of viewers because, or well, maybe not a low percentage of viewers. But that's kind of why I want to do multiple things, is that way we can do stuff that appeals to different people.
Yeah.
Also,
so what you're saying is you want me around to appeal to the intellectual crowd, and you around to appeal to everyone else.
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
Okay, I can live with that.
That's kind of how we ran it the rest of the time we've known each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm the social butterfly, and you're the guy that tells everybody how stupid we are. People love a curmudgeon, man.
Yeah.
Take Gus, for example. Dude, I love Gus.
I would have done it more as a Carnegie, but hey, whatever.
Do a what?
I would have been more, you know, people love a Carnegie, but, you know, whatever.
That one went right over my head, because my reflexes were not fast enough to catch it.
Okay.
Oh. Well, the chat's showing up on screen nicely.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's still smoldering.
You know, I could theoretically...
Wonder who we pissed off that
I could
much.
theoretically make the chat window a little bit thinner, and then do two windows side by side, one YouTube and one Twitch. Alright, after this run, I'm quitting. Because I need to go to bed. I got work in the morning. You know, I'm gonna have to say that Drunk Fixer is a very considerate person. Because Drunk Fixer always leaves ice water in a thermos next to the bed before going to bed. And Sober Kevin, or I should say Hungover Kevin, or Fixer, really appreciates it.
Yeah.
Just saying. Stream's gone wonky on my TV. Come on. All right.
I explained my reply, what you missed.
Okay.
Does that make any more sense to you?
It does, but I don't understand the context involved in that. Oh, hey, my streaming system was in the background. That's good.
The context would be Cambridge Denny's.
That was a good story. That was a good day. Oh my god.
Yeah. That was a good several days in a row without sleep.
Oh yes it was. Oh yes it was. Oh my god. If it were worth going back, I would say we should go back, but it's not worth going back.
Yeah, especially with all the other things that have gone on.
Oh, cool.
It's
Hang on a second. Oh, that's really cool. So you know how I freeze juice and turn it into ice cubes for mixed drinks so that it doesn't water the drink down flavor-wise, but it waters it down alcohol content-wise?
Yeah.
So I mixed a juice that I don't normally use with the ice cubes I do normally use, and the combination of them make them fluoresce under a black light because of the color. Yeah.
Okay,
so
that's pretty cool.
Right, so I somehow figured out how to make ice cubes that glow orange under a black light. That's cool. I gotta write that down.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta admit, that is neat.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to write that down. That's, if we ever open a nightclub, we gotta do that.
Uh-huh.
Alright, everybody. Thanks for sticking around for our ridiculous shenanigans. We hope you had a good time. I have no idea how many people are watching, because I wasn't paying attention. If you liked it, give it a like. If you really liked it, subscribe. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down, because why not? And do whatever Twitch does. All that other good stuff.
Now, if you do dislike, I just have one favor. Put a comment, let us know what you didn't like. That way we can improve.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
That one too. We will accept feedback of you suck, because it's better than nothing. And comments about bananas. Thank you very much for showing up tonight, and you guys have a good night.
Ciao.